You've always been told that growing up fast made you mature, responsible, and strong. But what if the truth is that it quietly stole your childhood, and you're still paying the price every single day in 2026? If you were the kid who had to act like the adult in the room, who learned to swallow your feelings so everyone else could fall apart, or who never got to just play without worrying about everyone else, this video is speaking straight to the ache you carry even now. Today we're exploring the hidden psychology of people who lost their childhood and still feel it every single day in 2026. Why that early loss shapes your sleep, your relationships, your rest, and the quiet grief you can't quite name. Picture this. You're 10 years old. The house is silent except for the sound of your parent crying in the next room. You make dinner, you tuck your little sibling into bed, you tell them everything's going to be okay. All while inside, you're still a child who just wanted to ride a bike or watch cartoons without guilt. You grew up overnight. Fast forward to 2026. You're 29, successful on paper, but simple things like taking a day off feel impossible. Joy feels suspicious, and rest feels like something you have to earn. That's not laziness. That's the long shadow of a childhood you never got to live. Recent 2026 mental health reports show that more than 65% of millennials and early Gen Z experienced some form of emotional parentification. And now, as adults, they report higher levels of chronic exhaustion, people-pleasing, and that strange, empty feeling no achievement can fill. Here's what the science reveals. When a child is forced to become the parent, their nervous system gets wired for constant vigilance. The same brain that learned to scan for danger and fix problems before they happen is now the adult who overthinks every text, feels guilty for resting, and struggles to let others take care of them. You learned early that your needs came last, so now even asking for help feels selfish. But this is where the real contradiction hits hard in 2026. The very survival skills that once protected you as a child are now the same skills quietly stealing your peace as an adult. Let me introduce you to Liam, a 30-year-old software engineer living in Chicago. He was the oldest of three and stepped up after his mom's long illness. He cooked, cleaned, helped with homework, and made sure no one saw him cry. Everyone called him so mature for his age. Now, he's the coworker everyone leans on during layoffs, but he hasn't taken a real vacation in 6 years. Last month, he told his therapist, "I don't know how to just exist without fixing something." Liam isn't unusual. Thousands of high-functioning adults who are praised for growing up too fast are waking up to the same quiet grief in 2026. The problem appears when they finally try to rest. Their brain screams, "You're being selfish." When they try to set boundaries, guilt floods in like a tidal wave. That's the trap almost no one talks about yet. The maturity trap. The same qualities that once earned you love and safety now leave you feeling empty, disconnected, and secretly terrified that if you stop performing strength, everything will fall apart. The craziest part? Most people don't even realize they lost their childhood until they hit their late 20s or 30s and wonder why joy feels so hard to hold on to. So if you're watching this right now and feeling that familiar ache because you were never allowed to just be a kid, you're not broken, you're not too sensitive, and you're definitely not alone. You're carrying a childhood you never got to live, and your nervous system is finally asking for the softness, the play, and the rest it missed. The beautiful truth is this. Awareness is the first step toward reparenting yourself. Many people are now learning to give their inner child the permission to rest, to play, to need, things they never received. The psychology of people who lost their childhood and still feel it every day in 2026 isn't about blame. It's about finally understanding why you are the way you are and choosing to heal so the next generation doesn't have to carry the same weight. The question only you can answer is this: will you keep performing strength until you burn out? Or will you finally let yourself be the child who was never allowed to just play? If this video made something deep inside you click, hit that like button, subscribe right now, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. In the next video, we're going into the psychology of people who replay every conversation in their head at night. Drop one honest word in the comments. Lost if you feel like you lost your childhood. Or normal if you had a carefree one. No judgment either way. And remember, even if you had to grow up before you were ready, it's never too late to give yourself the childhood you deserved. I'll see you in the next one.